Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kevin Sanders, and this is the Kevin Sanders Show. So welcome back. We are here with another episode, and today, guys, we are talking about firearms. Now, firearms is something that it's very near and dear to my heart. Some people like them, some people don't like them, some people have mixed emotions on firearms. I'm here to tell you guys, based off on what I believe, that we have the God-given right to possess firearms and protect us and our loved ones. Now, when it comes to the particulars on firearms, I was never scared of firearms, predominantly because I've seen firearms very early on in my age, right? And I lived in the state in New Mexico for a very long time, where crime rate is one of the highest out of all the states, where crime happens a lot, and firearms is something that's going to help defend you and your family. The minute I was able to turn 21, I was the first one in my family ever to actually pick up a firearm. And not only that, I was actually the first one to encourage my own family to take a look at picking up arms, which they eventually did because of the craziness that's happening in the world. The more and more things get crazy, the more and more it just makes sense for you to pick up a firearm to protect you and your loved ones, right? And we're already seeing it. That's why we have two particular sides of the coin. On the right side, which is more conservative, right, red states, they are looking at trying to make it a little bit more easier for the law-abiding citizens to get guns, while on the left side, they restricted, believing that gun restrictions will make it harder and there'll be less crime, which is just not the case, right? When people take a look at comparing the statistics from United States and other countries and the gun violence there, for me, the first thing that comes to my head is that how can you really compare United States to all these other places and their gun violence? Because one, United States is a melting pot. We have such a mixture of races here. It is ridiculous, right? So again, not every scenario is going to be the same. While in other states, right, or in other countries, like let's say Vietnam, Japan, Germany, what do you normally see there? The race of that country. When you go to Vietnam, you're predominantly Vietnamese people. You go to Japan, you're mostly Japanese people. And with a type of society like that, there's a little bit more law and order, right? And I just feel like you really can't compare. In addition to that, guns is just a part of American history. Guns has always been something that America's always understood, and that's why the Second Amendment is so important, right? We understand why the Second Amendment's here to fight against tyranny, right? That's why now when we glorify it in movies, right, there's people that are fighting for it, and even though the left wants to go ahead and restrict and make it harder for us, we're never going to stop that fight. I'm always going to go ahead and advocate for guns, because again, a lot of people believe, oh no, guns kill people, guns people. When just in the case, that's just not the truth. Guns just doesn't go up, pick itself up and fire. It's people that kill people. Guns is just a tool like anything else, like my laptop, my computer, my microphone, anything else. Now I want to cover this particular video by both by Governor DeSantis, as here in the state of Florida, they announced a holiday tax free on all firearms and firearm accessories. And with that this is actually a really good time for anybody that's actually living in the state of Florida. If you guys are looking at picking up a firearm, especially if you never picked up a firearm before, right? And in this particular economy where everything is expensive, you want to save as much as you can. And if you ever were going to pull the trigger, this could be the time to do it, as DeSantis understands the Second Amendment is such an important thing, and that's why it's hold such a high regard here in the state of Florida, and they're actually making it more easier for you guys to actually get firearms in your hands, for you guys to protect your family. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this. Now, this particular announcement actually came out about a week ago. I believe it came out on the 8th, so almost 2 weeks now. But by that point, my channel wasn't up, so I wasn't able to cover it. So we're gonna go ahead and cover it here now together.
So today, I'm proud to announce the beginning of our Second Amendment sales tax holiday, which will be no sales tax on the retail sale of firearms, ammunition, accoutrements, as well as items used for fishing or camping and other items used for hunting. And that is a big deal for a lot of people.
And that is a big deal. That is such a big deal. Because again, not only from a financial standpoint, it makes sense for you to pick up a firearm at this time, right? But you're talking, you're saving money on ammunition, accessory, holsters. Like when you pick up a firearm, there's other things you have to pick up with it, right? Just when you pick up a computer, right, or a phone, right, you got to pick up a case, a screen protector. Same thing. With a firearm, it's not just picking up the firearm, you're good to go. You have to pick up a holster for it. You have to go ahead and make sure that you have cleaning if you're going to do your own cleaning for it, right? You got to have a case to make sure that you can carry your firearm and transfer it properly. Again, there's ammunition you have to carry. So there is a big deal. And from a financial standpoint, you're saving a huge amount of money, right?
This year's sales tax holiday will run from today, September 8th, until the end of the year, December 31st. And so this covers a lot of ground. As I mentioned, it covers ammunition. It covers bows and crossbows, as well as accessories. It covers firearms, including pistols, rifles, shotguns. It includes firearm accessories, holsters, grips, sights, stocks, cleaning kits, you name it, it's included. It also allows Floridians to save on supplies needed for other sportsman activities like camping and fishing. And it covers items, and there's usually a dollar limit to this as they go, but camping lanterns and flashlights, stoves, hammocks, change, sleeping bags, tents, bait and tackle, tackle bags and boxes, rod and reels. And so some of those, as I said, will have a limit to where you're tax-free, as the legislature did. But nevertheless, it allows you to save money. So you can find the full list of tax-free items online at floridarevenue.com/huntfishcamp. floridarevenue.com/huntfishcamp. And if you purchase guns or ammo during our Second Amendment holiday, we are inviting you to exercise your rights at one of FWC's public shooting sports ranges. So in addition to several of our state shooting sports ranges that are already free year-round, we are also announcing today that during this sales tax holiday, we will further commemorate our constitutional rights as we approach the 250th anniversary of our nation's founding by providing half-price range passes for various public ranges across the state. The dates and locations include Sunday, October.
That's huge right there. Like, that is huge, guys. Literally huge. Because first of all, I didn't even know that there were actually free shooting ranges you actually go to. But now they're actually making it to where there's even more places to where you'll be able to actually go and shoot for free. Because once you pick up a firearm, guys, right, to show your Second Amendment right and to bear arms, you want to practice with your firearm. You don't want to just pick up a firearm thinking, all right, as long as I line it up and I shoot down, I'm all good to go. No, you need to practice with your firearm. You need to make sure when you know when to grab it. You need to make sure how to shoot it. You want to make sure when you actually are ready to fire, you hit your center mass, you hit on sight. So again, make sure that you take advantage of all these particular benefits, especially if you're in the state of Florida. If you're not in the state of Florida, look around. There are resources all over the place, because the Second Amendment is one of those things where the left is always trying to take away. And because of that, especially now, more and more conservatives, more and more law-abiding citizens are fighting to keep that, because if we don't actually use that right, it's going to be taken away. That's just the reality.
October 12th, Columbus Day. All ranges, all public ranges in Florida. Saturday, October 25th and Saturday, December 6th at the Lakeland Range and at the Panama City Beach Range. Saturday, November 22nd and Saturday, December 20th at the shooting range in St. Cloud and the Palm Beach County Shooting Sports Complex in West Palm Beach. Florida will also celebrate America's veterans and the freedom they have preserved for us by providing free range passes to all veterans at all ranges on Sunday, November 9th, in honor of Veterans Day. Finally, over the past 2 years, we've reduced the cost of our hunting and fishing licenses through promotions. That included the first year of our promotion, where we offered half-price lifetime and 5-year licenses, and last year's lifetime promotion for children's licenses. This year, in honor of America 250, we will be offering the usual $500 5-year gold sportsman's license for $250, cutting those costs in honor of the founding of the Republic and our constitutional right to keep and bear arms.
And that's a huge thing, by the way, guys. And shout out to Sportsman's. I've always been a huge Sportsman's fan. I've gotten a lot of my firearms, fishing stuff from Sportsman's. In addition to that, Sportsman's is also having certain sales on certain firearms, so it is cheaper. And with particular their membership being cut down, that should be huge. Again, not sponsored by them by any means, but I just wanted to give them a shout out as I've had a lot of good, things to say with Sportsman since I actually bought my first gun from them.
Floridians from all walks of life have been able to enjoy our great natural resources. We want to continue to reduce costs for our families so that they can enjoy the great outdoors. I want to thank everybody that's been involved. We also just...
And that's going to go ahead and be it for that, man. Again, Governor Ron DeSantos, man, let me tell you, he's awesome. Like he is one of the best governors I've had, and I've lived in 3 different states, and I've said that he's the best governor I've ever had. Again, he's very for the people. It's the reason why a lot of people wanted him to run for presidency, right? Even though Trump was running at the time. If he ever does run for president, I might actually vote for him, as he really does think about the people. But with that being said, guys, like I said, this is a very good time for you guys to look at picking up a firearm, show your Second Amendment right. If you guys do not use that right, it will be taken away from us. Especially, again, my saying is that I'd rather you guys have it than you guys have it. I mean, you guys need it, not have it. Like, I'd rather you have it, not need it, then you need it and not have it, right? And that was kind of my thought process when I first picked up my first firearm, right? And now it's got to the point where I have a firearm, my mother has a firearm, my sister has a firearm, they have firearms in their homes and their vehicles, and they're fully set. So now I don't no longer worry about that, because again, I just know the police officers are not always going to be there. Other things too you guys can keep around as well is, again, make sure you guys keep like pepper spray on you as a very good deterrent as well. You don't always want to go for the lethal option, and if you could avoid it, but again, it is there if you have to. But with that, tell me what y'all think, man. Do you guys think with the particulars on the Second Amendment, will you guys be taking part in the Second Amendment, or are you guys kind of more on where Governor Newsom right now, where he is actually looking at trying to restrict more gun restrictions and practically almost banning Glocks? And with that particular video, guys, I might cover that there, but let me tell you, he is looking at trying to practically ban guns because it's very easy to modify. With any gun, it's very easy to modify, first of all. But he is just making it very, very harder for people, law-abiding citizens, to protect their loved ones and themselves. Tell me in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys have firearms? Do you guys plan on getting a firearm? Do you guys live in the state of Florida and plan on taking advantage of the tax savings? With that being said, this has been your host, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.